Hi everyone, it's Kelly at Unisys, and today in the video I'm going to be talking about the Mental Capacity Act. It applies to everyone and it's designed to ensure that everyone is able to make their own decisions. And as an adult, that is one of the fundamental rights and principles that is important to retain your independence. But it can cause some difficulties, like if you have got a parent who is forgetting to turn off the cooker, or they don't know what time it is, or they are wandering, so they leave the house in the middle of the night because they don't know what time it is, then that is going to cause some challenges. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what the Mental Capacity Act is and what it says, because I think that will help to understand why some of the decisions are made which might not make sense if you don't know about the Act. And the other thing about the Mental Capacity Act is that it covers like everybody. So it's although I'm talking about it in the context of dementia, it also affects people with other conditions. So people with brain injuries, people with mental health conditions, if they've got psychosis, there's probably loads of other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, but it does apply in a wide range of situations and for people with different illnesses. So if you're watching this and you don't have someone in your family who has dementia, but they have another condition, it might still just be relevant for you. So the Mental Capacity Act, let's see now, it came in, I think it was implemented in 2007, but it was made in 2005. So, and this is what it says. So the first principle is that there's a presumption of capacity. So you don't presume that someone hasn't got capacity, you always presume that they have got capacity unless there's evidence that they haven't got capacity. So just because they've been diagnosed with dementia, it doesn't mean that they lack capacity. They have to go through quite a rigorous test. And capacity as well, it's not a fixed thing. It's not one like either you do or you don't. People can fluctuate in terms of whether they have capacity or not, depending on whether they're having a good day or not, and other factors. Principle 2 is about individuals being supported to make their own decisions. So wherever possible, a person would be encouraged and supported to make a decision for themselves. But even if they lack capacity, you would still include them in that decision making. The third principle is about unwise decisions. So you might see someone, and I saw this on social media just recently. There was a post about someone who was sleeping rough, and a lot of people couldn't understand that, and they were saying that this person should be forced into care to be looked after for their own good. But just because you can't see the logic in what that person is doing, it doesn't mean that they don't have capacity. So people are able to make decisions that might look unwise to everyone else, but they might make perfect sense to that person, and they're allowed to make unwise decisions, just like you and I are allowed to make unwise decisions. It's no one else's business, and really other people shouldn't be interfering just because it is unwise or just because you don't think that it's right. Everybody's got different values, and they have the ability in our law to make decisions that might not make sense to you. The fourth principle is about best interests. So anything that's done on or behalf of a person who lacks mental capacity must be done in their best interests. So it shouldn't be made because it's easier for the carers. It shouldn't be done to save money. It should be in the best interests of that person that you're making the decision for. And also you should make a decision based on what you know about that person. So if you know that they like to have I don't know, bacon sandwiches for breakfast, then you would say, well, that person isn't able to make that decision this morning, but I know that they like bacon sandwiches, so that's what I'm gonna offer them for breakfast. But you still would say, would you like bacon sandwiches? You wouldn't just go, there's your breakfast. And that's how you would treat anybody, whether they've got capacity or not. That's just decent human interactions, isn't it? And principle 5 is the least restrictive option. So you wouldn't go from, you know, if your loved one starts wandering and it's dangerous, then you might look to put something in place to stop them from wandering, but you probably wouldn't jump straight to locking them in the house, because that's like, it's, well, they're not in prison, they haven't done anything wrong, they are entitled to leave the house if they want to, but what you want to do is keep them safe. So you might put some technology in. So I'm aware of someone who had dementia, who had a it was, I'm not sure what it was actually, it was some technology that was kept by the front door, and it was activated by movement. So if you went past it, it activated the voice of their family member saying, come back in the house, it's not time to go out, please don't go out, come and sit down, come back in the house, it's you know, it's the middle of the night or whatever. Or you might get some extra care in place for that person, but you wouldn't jump straight to locking them in the house, not that letting them leave or putting them in a care home. So it's gradual stepping up of the safety in order to keep that person safe, rather than extreme measures. So if you think about when you go to the doctors, although sometimes it's quite frustrating if you have to go back multiple times, they won't start off with you know, like if you go with a headache, they're not going to say, oh, you need brain surgery. They're probably going to give you paracetamol first, which is quite frustrating if you are like me and you don't like to go to the doctors, so you would try everything first. But that is what they start off with, the least invasive option, and that is the principle of the Capacity Act. So I hope that makes sense, and it gives some context to why certain decisions are made, and I appreciate that when you're dealing with someone with dementia or who is needing a little bit of help with independent living, then some of the decisions being made may not make sense, and this is why. It's because we don't want to take people's liberty away unnecessarily. And if you think about yourself, I think most people would agree that is how they would like to be treated. So it is quite a good act, in my opinion. It does keep people safe, but it does throw up some challenges if you're trying to keep someone safe and look after them. So I hope that helps. Please let me know in the comments if that's applied to you or your family, or you need more information, or you'd like some extra help. I'd love to help. So message me in the comments. Also, I have a free resource, which is 10 top tips to support your loved one with dementia, which I'll put in the comments as well. And if you're watching this on Instagram, the link will be in the bio. And I will see you later. Thanks for watching.